I saw this whenever it came out, but I never watched it. Here we go.
Oh, this is tough decisions. Do we keep going or
Lucy
what?
video. I'll watch it after this.
I'm thinking we keep going for a bit, and I'm due for that red crazy time. There's no doubt about it. There's no questioning that. Holy shit!
Damn.
This is
damn.
Fucking cameras out. I'm fucking.
You will rebuild your life. You will become a billionaire.
Recording this shit.
Hell yeah.
Crazy time. This is gonna be fucking crazy. This, I tell you what, this here is gonna be fucking record making. You're about to witness history go down here.
Do not get it twisted. Do not gamble. Do not start. Gambling is entertainment.
Oh my God. Only. Of course.
You won't break even. You won't win. You won't.
You will win.
Any of that.
You'll do all of that.
Fucking dope. These people rinse their fans and then get to go perform in like live event spaces.
That's crazy that Drake is sponsored and working with Stake. That's what's nuts to me. The other ones are like whatever, but like Drake.
Listen, man, in life, you're dealt cards, okay? Excuses are literally the most stupid thing.
Is this who I think it is? I never have seen him with a beanie on. Holy shit. Yep. Yep.
Stop using excuses, boss up, get up, and grind.
Damn.
So you want to get rich, and you want to get rich quick.
Yeah.
Like, really quick.
Yeah.
There's just one problem. Your country doesn't support your entrepreneurial spirit. So you license an online casino company in Curacao because they have a stellar reputation of regulating the biggest and most...
What's Curacao? I don't even know what this is. Like, I have no idea where this is.
Most trustworthy gambling websites across the globe.
Gambling companies, because it's not just, I know a lot of you guys just know like Rubrit. What is it? Is that it? Stake. Everyone knows Stake. Stake's the most popular one, and that's because Train does it and Ecstasy does it, right? They were willing to pay me $35,000 an hour, but what they wanted was I couldn't even utter the words what they wanted me to do.
Trainwreck. This is their headquarters, bro, on Google Maps.
I wonder how much they pay me. Yeah, we gotta look at it. $35,000 an hour. Is that right? Yeah, damn, that's a good money. Holy shit. Boys, you might have to get it twisted.
This is where...
Give me a second here.
No, this is important. This is where Stake Casino's located, you guys.
Oh my God. See,
how have we gone from the argument of kids promoting and catering to kids, and now we're talking about crypto? Oh,
this is the
you got like
can you say 100% confidently that this is not a scammer business? Train? I mean, honestly, can you? Because it sure looks like a fucking scam.
Look at this. This is the address.
Maybe it's not.
How did I miss this one?
They're in a shed, you guys.
I'm so upset.
They're in a shed. This is their headquarters.
I missed out on this one.
Crypto king Edward Craven buys Toorak mansion for 38 million Australian dollars.
Really?
Ed Craven, 26-year-old co-founder of the world's biggest online cryptocurrency casino, Stake.com.
Let's be honest.
The funniest thing is, like, whenever I heard of that, the first thing I was thinking is like, oh, well, yeah, I should start one of those. Yeah, I should start one of these. Like, I don't want to take the sponsorship. I'll just make my own. Like, fuck. I mean, like, yeah, that's it. Like, yeah, it seems easy. I mean, shit, that's what it is.
Do you expect anyone to believe that a tiny island off the coast of South America that got independence 12 years ago has the resources and governing bodies to ensure that all is fair and just in the world of online gambling? I really don't think so. Curacao is home to over 450 online casinos, including Roulette, Duelbits, and the most successful behemoth in the crypto casino space, Stake.com. Curacao gambling license is a laughable stamp of approval that your grandma could get if she wanted to.
Is that right?
It has the same authority as a wet napkin, and it only exists because the country is struggling.
The thing is, like, you could shut a lot of this stuff down. If the government wanted to, the US government wanted to, they could shut a lot of this stuff down. They easily could. But they don't. So, like, it's like, the thing is that I view it worse to have power and not act with it than to act in your own best interest and do bad things. I think that it's worse to let bad things happen in some cases than to do them yourself whenever you have the power to stop them. Because at least you can say in the second case that people are doing it in their own self-interest.
This is for Franch Boemweg, home to Raw Entertainment BV, which is Roulette, and Medium Rare NV, which is Steak. Raw, medium rare, steak. Come on. Not exactly a billion-dollar operation, is it? How do you explain a 26-year-old spending 38 million Australian dollars on a house while operating a company that isn't even legal in his own country? Eddie Craven is a 26-year-old multi-millionaire who co-founded Stake.com with 28-year-old Bijan Tarani. Together they formed EasyGo Gaming based out of Melbourne, Australia. Not much is known about Bijan Tarani or how these two came together, but Craven can be seen.
That's a smart guy. Yeah, nobody knows anything about that guy. He just gets his money and he stays in his house. Yeah, he's done.
The face of Steak. He goes by Steak Eddie on YouTube, and you can be the judge if this is real or not.
Oh, this is tough decisions. Do we keep going or what? I don't know. I'm thinking we keep going for a bit, and I'm due for that red crazy time. There's no doubt about it. There's no question.
True.
Holy shit! Holy 20! This is... Get the fucking cameras out! I'm fucking recording this shit! This is 20x crazy time! This is gonna be fucking crazy! I tell you what, this here is gonna be fucking record making!
Wow!
You're about to witness history go down here! Holy fucking Jeebus!
Yo, this shit goes 20x crazy time. Can I start saying that? Just steal it, you know? EasyGo Games is a startup.
Actually, it sounds good. 20x crazy time? Yeah, that does sound cool.
Company based out of Australia that builds the games that these casinos use. And right now, Stake is valued at over $1 billion. But how is any of this possible if Australia outlawed online casinos 20 years ago? Craven and Tarani have figured out a loophole in Australian law and have been exploiting it for years.
What a bunch of fucking idiots that work at the government. They're getting finessed by a 26-year-old and a 28-year-old clown. Really, you think about it, what a bunch of fucking morons. It's their job, and they're getting goofed around by two crypto gambling guys. It's nuts. How can the government be so fucking incompetent?
Casinos are prohibited in Australia so long as you don't advertise or serve anyone in Australia. If they're able to outsource the licensing and they don't explicitly advertise in Australia, then technically they're in the clear. So how did this website get so big? This is not Craven and Tarani's first rodeo. Over 8 years ago, they launched Prime Dice, and according to Craven himself, Prime Dice was the biggest Bitcoin gambling website at the time.
That's good. 2013, man. These guys were in it on the ground floor. Wow, they're slow. They can't watch everything. I think that the people that, like, if it's anything like what I've seen from the government, a lot of the people that work there are fucking lazy. They are fucking lazy and they don't do anything. They sit around eating food and complaining about their job. That's it.
2015, Craven posted on the Bitcoin.com forums under the alias Edward Miroslav. Do you consider offering gambling to be a moral issue? Is your view, if we wouldn't offer it, they would gamble on another site? Or do you think that some people may have started gambling by finding Prime Dice and maybe wouldn't have started otherwise? What percentage of Prime Dice players do you think are underage? Do you consider it an issue that players do not have to provide any personal data? Craven responds by saying, I don't consider it to be a moral issue. I view it purely as entertainment and enjoy responsible gambling myself. I definitely hit a point where I thought Prime Dice was a net negative for the community, but then I watched site after site scam users out of countless thousands of coins. Prime Dice is a safe haven for people who want to bet where the user knows the roll will not be manipulated and knows exactly what the odds are. At the end of...
How is it possible that anybody can listen to that and believe it? Like, and it's not like maybe they're telling the truth, but like, how is it? What do you expect the owner of the gambling site to say? What do you think he's going to come on there and say, like, yeah, guys, listen. Look, let's just keep this between you and me and the people that read this. It's rigged. Of course. Right? I mean, well, how do you think I bought the house? Right? Like, I mean, of course he's not going to just say this. Of course, like, But really, like, what do you expect is going to happen?
Of the day, gambling is the choice of the individual. But what is truly a shame is when casinos fleece unsuspecting users who think they are getting the advertised odds. Many may disagree, but if Prime Dice and our future offerings can bring provably fair gambling and a lower edge to the masses, we will have definitely impacted this industry in a positive way.
There you go. And this is always the best thing. Is like, yeah, it's like a snake oil salesman. He's like, listen, I'm tired of all these other snake oil salesmen telling you, you know, it's gonna fix your stuff up. So I'm here because mine is gonna fix your stuff up. Come on, come on, come on. Form a line, form a line. Let's go, boys. Come on, yeah, yeah. This is fair gambling. It's just
the future offerings. Stake.com. Crypto casinos have exploded in the last 3 years, and Stake sits at the top of the food chain. Using cryptocurrency instead of actual dollar amounts makes it universally available and evasive from any central government. The amount of money that we're talking about with Stake.com begins to not make sense the longer you think about it. You'll see streamers lose $800,000 in a matter of minutes and then recoup it back with $1 million jackpot moments later.
I've been sitting here for 8 days. 12-hour streams, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Everyone else is happy on every other machine, hitting big. I've shown loyalty to you, and you just spit in my face. How can you do that to a degenerate gambling addict that's trying to give you everything just to get back more?
Dude,
that's good. $200 bet. $200 bet.
That's good. Multiple.
Bro, you remember whenever think about how long that was. It's only $180,000. Bro, imagine getting it twisted over only $180,000. Like, that's nothing, man. Like, what is this shit? Like, what are people getting excited about this for? Yeah, what the fuck? It's only how much? Yeah, like, what the? It's a bit of a, it's a little rejuicer, you know, but like, it's not anything crazy. Here's the thing: is that most of these machines, they're like what? Like, I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But like, it's like 97% rake back, something like that. So like, if you put in $100, you'll get 97% of it back. 96, 97, right? So like, it makes sense that you will make the money back and you will get it back regularly. You just, here's the argument that I've always used with slot machines, is that it doesn't matter the amount of money that you put into the slot machine. If you play it long enough, the ending amount will be the same, $0. But it takes a while to get there. Yeah, it takes a while to get there.
Multiple.
Oh!
Oh!
Big money, big money, big money, big money, 20,000. There it is, big money.
160K.
160.
You will rebuild your life.
120K.
Oh my God!
720K. Yeah. Fuck the haters. Fuck the haters. Fuck the haters.
The thing is, I'll say again, like, it's like whenever I farm mounts, there are times whenever I'm like honing in Lost Ark or farming mounts in WoW, where people genuinely think, you know what? Asmon keeps winning all these. I think it's rigged. I think that's what it was. But they don't think to themselves, like, of course he's going to hit the big ones. Of course this is going to happen because he's doing it all day. It makes sense. Like, if you roll the dice 100,000 times, there's a good chance you're going to get a bonus. That's what happens. It doesn't have to be rigged. That's just common sense.
Fuck the haters!
You see, gambling is oftentimes compared to other vices like tobacco and alcohol. Although all of them can ruin your life, one of them has mathematical odds stacked against you. It is no secret that the house always has an edge. The game is rigged against you, yet people still voluntarily partake.
I don't
Whether it be the rush
it.
of neurochemicals firing off, making people throw their money away, or an addiction that slowly strangles people, it is glaringly—
I would bet denominations of $500 per game, so in a week itself, I'd reckon it's like $3,000 and probably $10,000. Holy fucking shit.
Obvious that gambling can ruin lives. And while Craven is correct in stating that gambling is an individual's choice, individuals' choices can be influenced. And when you can afford to buy influence, you begin to lose any sort of credibility. And luckily—
well, you don't, because because if they lost credibility, then people would stop using a website they don't. That's the best thing about addictions, is that it doesn't matter if the product is good after a while, because they're addicted. And like, also, like, you think about like rakeback percentages. So like, you look at a, I'm thinking like 1%, like let's say like 96 versus 92%, okay? So if you have the machine that's at 92% and you say it's at 96, that's pretty close. Those are pretty close to each other, right? But it's really not, because it's double. You see what I'm saying? It's literally, they're making double the amount of money from doing that. People are dumb enough to gamble, then are dumb enough to think if Drake does it, then it must be fair. Yeah, exactly.
For you guys, I don't have to flee to Canada or Mexico to promote a product, which is why today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped is trusted by
Bro, I don't know how, but like somehow I got a package from Manscaped and it was a bunch of products for me to like, it was like oil for your ball sack.
million men worldwide for providing premium tools and formulations designed specifically for below-the-waist grooming and hygiene. As the leader in men's grooming, Manscaped is going beyond the groin with a brand new lineup of men's products.
Beyond the
Manscaped
groin?
Ultra Premium Collection.
The best part is I know how these sponsorships work. The odds are that was part of their marketing language. It's like, we want you to say beyond the groin. Yeah, yeah, we want you to say this. This is our, we want to make sure that we're on point for our messaging for the audience. I fucking love it.
Is an all-in-one skin and hair kit for the everyday man that covers you from head to toe, literally. With the launch of the Ultra Premium Collection, Manscaped has perfected the 5 steps in 5 minutes routine to help guys save time and money. Once your hair is rinsed, you can pump some Manscaped body wash, which will leave your skin feeling cool, revitalized, and silky smooth. Once you're out of the shower and towel dry, you can hit your body with the Manscaped Hydrating Body Spray. This stuff is a game changer. Step 4 is my favorite, where you grab your Manscaped aluminum-free
where's the ball sack oil
deodorant that dries clear and will have your pits smelling fresh in no time. Step 5, grab your Manscaped lip balm and apply. Nobody likes crusty lips. You can even pick a replenishment cycle so that you never run out of your favorite Manscaped products and they show up at your door hassle-free. Head on over to manscaped.com and use code Philion at checkout to receive 20% off plus free international shipping. That's manscaped.com, code Philion, 20% off plus free international shipping. And thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring this video.
I have never washed my face with anything more than water. Like, that's all I do. I never have done anything like that. Like, I will get dirt on my face and I just leave it there. And it just, you know, like, it just, you know, things like have a way of working themselves out. And that's about it. No soap. I used to, you know what? Let's just watch the video.
I'm about to explain how the buying power of celebrity advertising through the elaboration likelihood model predicts the persuasive process of stakes marketing through the elaboration likelihood model predicts the persuasive process of stakes marketing, aka their collaboration with Drake is sinister. According to ELM, people want to hold useful, accurate attitudes. An attitude is defined as an enduring way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, and it has a valence. It's either positive or negative. This theory states that 1. Messages are persuasive if they produce favorable thoughts. Odds are you are not going to be persuaded if something is very annoying. Number 2, people.
You hear that, Final Fantasy Andes? You hear that, guys? It's science, guys.
People's abilities to process information varies. Elaboration is the extent to which someone thinks about issue-relevant information, and elaboration likelihood is the probability that high elaboration will occur. This will all start to make sense once we apply it to stakes advertising campaigns. If we take a look at Drake's collaboration with Stake.com, it's obvious that he is not going to give us the scientific, objective data arguing why we should be gambling. If he did, that would be an example of high elaboration. Instead, we can see a prime example potential of a message source, gamble with stake, with low elaboration. The parameters that dictate a message...
Yeah, and you let the viewers put together the pieces. Absolutely.
Source include expertise, trustworthiness, and attractiveness. Expertise only persuades if we know that the message source is an expert going into the message. It's safe to say that Drake is not an expert. This collaboration came out of nowhere. Trustworthy...
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, what is it? What is an expert in gambling? You know what I mean? It's like if somebody is an expert, if you want to find a real expert in gambling, go to your nearest bridge and try to find some people that live under the bridge, and maybe you'll get an expert in gambling.
This can be measured if the message is unbiased and objective.
Yeah, obviously.
In this case, Drake's collaboration with Stake is biased because he's being paid millions of dollars, and subjective because he promotes this company with low elaboration.
Yeah.
The attractiveness of a messenger is more persuasive with low elaboration, meaning the more you think about the message, the less important the actual attractiveness of the source is. But remember, celebrity advertising is banking on low elaboration. You're not supposed to be sitting there critically thinking about why he's collaborating with Stake. That's why Drake's attractiveness matters in this context. According to elaboration likelihood model.
And yeah, you don't want to have people asking questions. You don't want to have people thinking, oh man, like, I wonder if this is legitimate or not. That's the worst thing that could happen to you, is that people think the shit's real. Or like they think about logic as your enemy. You want to use, what you do is you use implication, assumption, and different things that are kind of just implication, right? Where it's like somebody lives in a big house, they're gambling on stake. The implication is that that's because they're in a big house. It's because of stake, right? And that's the way it works.
There are two ways that people digest information. Number one is central route processing. This is when elaboration is high and people can be seen paying attention to every little detail. Number two is peripheral route processing, where elaboration is low and you start to notice the less important things. Celebrity endorsements operate using peripheral route processing. They're banking on the fact that you'll be so enamored or distracted to actually think hard enough to scrutinize the message being delivered. Most people...
Well, it's also the audience too, because like if you have an audience of people that are just like stupid kids, well then it's going to be way easier to fucking trick them. It is. It's way easier. But it's like if you have it's like an adult, it's like this guy's he's a smart guy who's got a career. It's going to be harder to pull one over on him maybe. So that's why oftentimes you're going to want to get people that have audiences that are younger, because the younger audiences are the ones that will get older and you can get them into the habit, and that way that's whenever you really start fleecing them. That's whenever you really get the money in.
Well, don't just use...
Drake's got a ton of young people that watches stuff and listen to his stuff, right? I mean, like Instagram, like there are tons of kids on Instagram. Same with things like TikTok, etc.
One route of processing or the other, but actually both interchangeably to varying degrees based on certain personality traits such as relevance. Most people can't relate to online gambling, but we've been socially conditioned to accept Drake as part of pop culture. Everybody knows Drake. This can be seen when people are fanning money and screaming in excitement whenever Drake gives them money.
Wait, what?
The other personality characteristic...
Wait, so they have him going around giving people money so they can spend it... Oh my god. Jesus, that is amazing. Well, the thing is that that's God's plan. Yeah, true. It's God's plan. It's free addiction. No. The thing is that the government lets it happen. Why would somebody not do this? Like, you think about it, right? It's like, why would somebody not make a fake gambling ad to get people addicted and ruin their lives and make a bunch of money off of it? Why would this not happen? There's no reason for it not to happen, so it will happen. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, morals? No. That's silly. This is a silly idea that is created. This is not reality. There will always be a few people that don't give a fuck. It's crazy.
that dictates how you process information is one's need for cognition. Is your brain smoother than a chicken cutlet, or are you a wrinkly brain Chad? This really just depends on if you're smart or not. Are you on the edge of your seat thinking that Stake.com is cool because Drake said so? Or do you make a mini documentary about the ins and outs of mass communication and its effects on audiences as a whole? It is obvious that no solid information or arguments can convince people why you should gamble away your money online. The only thing in this advertisement is Drake's name attached to it, and
here's the thing, is I'll say this again. I don't really feel bad for people that fucking get into this stuff. I don't. I think they should be protected, but I don't really feel any sympathy for them whatsoever. You are an idiot if you get into this stuff. You are a fucking moron if you get into this stuff in any way. You should know this. You get played, it's on you. Yeah, you are a fucking idiot. Now, do idiots deserve to be taken advantage of? And I think that it's in a society, you can't have a society that works that way because it'll fall apart. So, like, you have to protect people. But at the same time, I don't really feel bad for them.
Even said that he's going to give back to the people. This world is diseased. Stake.com's commercials are designed to appeal to the peripheral processing route. They are literally telling you that you're too stupid and lack the cognitive ability to read deeper. I know this because it's impossible to design a central processing route message when it comes to gambling. It is a degenerative activity proven time and time again to produce net negative results. This is precisely why celebrity advertising is Stake.com's favorite way of marketing.
Well, it's also like, you can do that, but you just have to misrepresent things. So, like, for example, all you do is you just play a commercial of a bunch of people winning a ton of money, and then there are going to be people that watch and they think to themselves, I'm special, I'll win.
Stake is the master of puppets pulling the strings of their pawns across the globe. They offer a disgusting amount of money to streamers, celebrities, and organizations in order to inject their brand into pop culture. Drake, the UFC, and Twitch streamers are just the start of it. All of these people and corporations are abusing their parasocial relationships that got them in their position in the first place, while insulting the intelligence of their audience, all while hiding behind weak arguments and
Well, they're not insulting the intelligence at all, because if they were insulting the intelligence, that would imply that they're smarter, and if they were smarter, then they wouldn't be doing it, and if they weren't doing it, the company wouldn't keep paying them. So, you know, you just put it together there.
Mechanisms to justify their sponsorship.
Oh no! Oh no!
Trainwrecks TV, or Train, is the largest crypto casino Twitch streamer who moved to Canada to pursue his gambling sponsorship with Stake. At first, he was being paid around $1 million a month.
And that's precisely why they're paying you $1 million a month. Like, look, I think
they are
getting the bag is one thing, right? And by the way, it's not a bad thing.
They are losing money, and my affiliates show that. They are losing money on me. They pay me because if I'm going to go live, they want it to be on their site. They find it more damaging if I'm on another site versus being on theirs. Do you understand? They don't.
What? That's no. That's actually true. Like, Train is making a sound argument here. Even if you disagree with the conclusion, this is a sound argument.
Pay me because I'm bringing them money.
Yeah, $1 billion.
He's making a market share argument that for the extent. So explain. Okay, sure. Let me explain. So basically, Geico spends $1 billion a year to make sure that the name Geico is synonymous with car insurance in the minds of people in America. Why is that? It's not because their stuff is that much better. It's not because they really make their money back off of that. It's so they can have a monopoly over the minds of the people. So what does that mean? It means that there are a lot of intangible benefits that you have to denying your your competition marketing space, like Coca-Cola, etc. So like what you do is, even if you don't necessarily make money off of every single thing, you are getting more market share and you are shutting other people out of the market. So there's never a situation where another company is published or talked about. Like, whenever you think about it, right? Everybody gambles on Stake. Guess what? That's really good for Stake. But what happens whenever somebody gambles on Stake, they don't do very well, and then they see somebody else gambling on another website, and then they think, maybe I'll gamble on there instead. Stake starts losing money. So that's why I think that what Train is saying, I don't know if it's true or not, I'm not sure, but I think that it is a sound argument. It is a very sound argument that they might be giving him money, even if they lose money, because of the market share that it provides them. This is common fucking business. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a good point. Yes, it actually is.
Company that operates out of a shack in the middle of the ocean.
How do you
just
know?
Loves to loot.
How do I know that's true? I know that's true because it's basic business logic. The people that run Stake are not stupid. They're not stupid. These are not stupid people. These are not like just, I know it's like two clowns, right? But like, they're really not. These are people that are very intelligent. They're very good at what they're doing. I mean, these guys are, yeah, you're assuming? No, I'm not. If you want to be as successful as they are with what they've done with Stake, you have to know what the fuck you're doing. They have been doing this for 10 years. They were making gambling casinos for cryptocurrency in 2013. These guys know what the fuck they're doing. They know that. They probably have some degree of business sense, or they're being advised by people who do. This is why. The reason why I think that is that it's common business practice everywhere. Exactly, so they're not losing money. They might not be losing money in the abstract, but in the context around the transaction of sponsoring train wrecks individually, they could be. Do you see what I'm saying? They're not losing it in the abstract, but contextualized around his relationship with the company, they are.
Lose money. But recently he stated,
it's not a sound argument. Yes, it absolutely is. It is 100% a sound argument. I will argue this to anybody at any time. I can guarantee you that I'm right. Yeah, I can guarantee you. It's 100% intellectually dishonest argument. It's an intellectually dishonest argument. You could make that argument. Yeah, you could say that. Absolutely. Because I know Train knows this too. Like, Train knows a lot about business. Like, he and I have talked about this many times off stream. Like, yeah, of course.
Making $1 million more, I'm making much more. The fuck do you mean $1 million a month?
Brand recognition, yeah.
The fuck? That was the first month, buddy. The fuck? Do you see what I gamble with? I mix what I make and what I already have together, and I gamble raw. Now, has that been smart for me? Absolutely fucking not.
He also had an affiliate code in which he profits off his viewers gambling on Stake, but it seems as if he's at the point now where he doesn't need to advertise it. Train is known for hitting absolutely insane jackpots, including $14 million, and more recently, a maximum jackpot of $22.5 million.
We watched that.
And to any doubters out there, Train would tell you that he wagers more than he wins. Of course he would hit these giant jackpots. He plays slots for 16 hours a day. Do you not tune into the streams? Only the OGs know how much he's actually putting on the line for your
yeah, of course it's survivorship bias. Of course it is. Like, I don't know how many times I've had people, like, whenever I hit a hone in Lost Ark, I hit my plus 24, there are people in chat, man, dude, I wasn't thinking about doing it today, but, you know, I mean, I saw what happened with you, and I might as well give it a few spins. You know, that's what they do.
There are two objective truths I'm about to tell you. Okay. Stake is making a return on investment with their sponsorship. People gamble because of Train. This is how any business works. It's simply an exchange of value. And number two, Train gets paid millions of dollars a month, regardless if he's up or down, to click spin on a slot machine. Is the money...
Of course that's what happens. That's the way it works. And, but yes, I do think that market share is tremendous, because it's very fickle whenever people, like, whenever you have something like online gambling, because it's very hard to hold people accountable for saying, like, that your website is rigged, because, I mean, in some ways, some of these websites probably are rigged, because if you try to sue somebody for that, you have to prove that it's not rigged effectively, right? You see what I'm saying? And so, like, you saw that with, like, the Amber Heard case. It would be very hard for for theoretically Stake to sue somebody for saying that their website is rigged. It would be almost impossible for them to win. They would have to just kind of rely on intimidation through, you know, litigation. And so, of course, that's what's going to happen. And so that's why they don't want to have other websites out there, because the moment that there's another website out there, then people can just automatically go over to that.
Real that they're playing with. The streamers will all say yes. Are the jackpots rigged in their favor? And all the streamers will tell you no. But do you believe them? There are common deflection techniques that Train uses whenever someone is critical of his sponsorship with Stake. He's able to avoid any sort of accountability by doubling down on everything, never apologizing, and creating an us versus them dynamic.
As I said, I mean, he and I have been friends for a long time. You know? Yeah. You know, I can't think of, I can't think of anybody who, you know, who thinks like that, man.
Which people are just fake, jealous, or they have an agenda that they want to push. Let me explain how Train defends his gambling sponsorship through inoculation theory. In 1961, William McGuire founded inoculation theory. Contrary to other theories like cognitive dissonance or the elaboration likelihood model, inoculation theory explains how to avoid persuasion. Number one, people can defend their attitudes against counter-arguments. In this case, Train is able to defend his stance about gambling on Twitch. Number two, people can build a resistance to persuasive messaging by being inoculated or exposed to counter-arguments. Persuasion in this case refers to making Train realize that his sponsorship is either unethical, immoral, or has negative consequences for his viewers.
Why is this...
Resisting persuasion starts with threats. Explicit threats are when you go into an argument knowing that you're going to defend your beliefs. An example of this is when he debated the morality of his content with H3H3, Hassan, and XQC. Versus
I feel like
an implicit threat, which is when you are unaware of an impending argument. The inoculation message...
It's never a good idea in my mind to try to defend something that's bad. And like, one thing that's very, very effective that many people don't really realize is the effectiveness of saying that you're doing a bad thing and people respecting you for it because of honesty. People usually respect honesty more than being good or bad. They're like, yeah, I'm doing a bad thing, but I'm making a lot of money off of it. It is what it is. People are like, well, you know, hey, you got to respect that, right? He's doing what he's doing. Yeah, it's smart. Like, you guys have to understand, like, I would do this kind of stuff. I do this all the time on WoW.
Or the inoculation pre-treatment is giving someone weak counter-arguments to defend against and refutations to those arguments. Inoculation theory has two main claims. The first claim of inoculation theory is that people can be inoculated against persuasive messages. Number two, the target attitude or belief must be in place before inoculation, meaning you have to be a fan of gambling in this case before you are inoculated. Refutational preemption is providing counter-arguments and refutations at the same time to prevent later persuasion. This can be observed in the back and forth of any of these gambling debates. There are two types of refutational messages in this instance: refutational same and refutational different. An example of a refutational same message when it comes to Trainwrecks is accusing him of promoting gambling to kids. He then responds by saying, my audience is not kids and I don't promote gambling at all.
I'm not a child-friendly streamer, right? Like, I'm not brand-friendly. I'm not child-friendly, right? I don't have that audience, nor is my personality for that audience. I just have an issue with the promoting gambling thing. I mean, I guess you could argue, regardless, me just playing it passively could promote it to a certain degree, but yeah. I think as long as I'm saying what I'm saying, showing the reality of it, like, I don't know.
A refutational different message is when you change the argument to something similar. In this case, Train will say that he's for entertainment purposes only, and he has streamer capital to gamble.
Do not get it twisted. Do not gamble.
Here it is.
Do not start. Gambling is entertainment and entertainment only. You won't break even. You won't win. You won't do any of that. Do you understand? You will only go into debt and ruin your fucking life. I do this because I fucking love it. I do it all the time. It's entertainment for people who can afford it, and that's it.
He even goes...
To be fair, Train did gamble on CSGO cases whenever he was not sponsored. Like, you can say a lot of other things about a lot of other people, but he was there fucking wasting his own money. Well, what I'm saying is, like, this is not just entirely... to some degree, it is authentic that he likes gambling. You see what I'm saying? It's not like he's just doing it for the money. He did it before this, even then.
as far as to put a warning label on his streams, which is the equivalent of smoking causes cancer, which is funny because you'll never meet somebody who smokes and actually cares that it causes cancer. I'm only relating these things to smoking or say drinking because these are the arguments that are thrown out into this sphere. Train is able to resist changing his attitudes and beliefs about gambling because he has been so many arguments with refutations to his...
It's just like, no, no, no. No, 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 no. It's not about resisting the argument. He likes doing it. He gets a lot of money for it. That's the end of the argument. That's it. That's the whole thing. There's no fine print. There's no subtext. There's no fucking 3 next to a sentence and you have to read at the bottom of the page. That's it. That's why it's never going to happen. There's a quote: never convince somebody to know something that they make business and they make money upon not knowing. It's from Upton Sinclair, and I think that's true with everything.
Beliefs that he is
you butchered
inoculated.
That? I absolutely fucked it up. I'll be honest. I totally fucked that up.
To change.
You're defending it? No. What I'm saying is that my argument for all of this stuff has always been that any effect that the players think that they are making or the individuals think that they're making is transient and meaningless. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is if you're able to change the system in which it occurs.
Aiden Ross is the perfect useful idiot for a billion-dollar crypto casino.
I don't think he's an idiot. I think he knows what he's doing. It's very obvious that he knows what he's doing. Like, I mean, I don't think, yeah, I don't think he's an idiot. I mean, there are some idiot things that he does. Listen, I think Aiden's funny. Like, I watch Aiden Ross a lot of times at night. Like, I was watching him do, like, they were in, like, this fucking Civil War house whenever he was doing this role play for Red Dead Redemption. I was watching that shit for a while yesterday. Like, I think Aiden's funny.
Ever since he blew up on Twitch by pretending to be gay in front of rappers, he acts oblivious and stupid, always making himself the target of a joke. He is unapologetically dumb, as if self-awareness can excuse ripping off your own fans.
Chat, by the way, that MILF token shit I did a while back, I already told you guys, don't buy that shit. I got paid a bag to do that shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. I hope none of you guys
and what did I tell you guys? Like, I told y'all he was smart. He fucking did exactly what I said. And nobody ever fucking held him accountable for that. Nobody ever got mad at him for that because he said, yo, listen, I scammed you, but I got paid. Or could you blame me? And people are like, oh, yeah, fuck you. But yeah, no, we get it, right? It's like, that's the thing. It worked. It sounds crazy, but it works every time.
Got it.
First, he was FaZe Banks' puppet, with Rubet and Wizza, securing millions of dollars, flying down to Mexico to skirt gambling laws in the US, and now he is sponsored by Stake. When one casino gets exposed, it's on to the next. And when there's a bag to be secured, it's apparent that Aiden Ross will say yes to anything. He has solace in that his fans will have his back, so long as he makes himself seem too naive to understand the consequences of his actions.
And that's the thing is, like, it's always better to have an audience of people that are younger and dumber. It's always better because you can take advantage of them more easily. It is because you make more money off of them. You're able, because like for example, if I get a sponsor, people are going to ask questions about the sponsor that they're not going to ask in Aiden's chat. Yeah, they're not going to ask this about the fucking sponsor. They're not going to have anything to do with it. They're just like, okay, yeah, it's whatever, right? It's like you just go with whatever. And it's delusional is the question. Yeah, people ask about a lot of stuff. And if you have an audience of people that are just down for whatever, that is the best thing to do. Yeah, that's exactly the best thing to do. Yeah, is your sponsor LGBT, vegan, and non-GMO friendly? Yeah. People in my chat are super specific. But like for me, right? Like, what do I do? What are most of the things that I do on my stream? I mainly do commentary and I criticize and talk about stuff. So it's going to make sense that the audience that I'm going to attract is going to do the same thing.
Ross has a history of leaking his Discord messages, revealing how much he gets paid to promote gambling.
I still can't get over the fact that he's talking about how he needed dick. Like he's trying to get down like a fucking $2 million offer, and he's fucking just like randomly, like just out of nowhere.
Fans. Imagine living in a world where $1 million deals are being discussed in a Discord server. That is the dystopia that we're living in. He even argued for more money because other shady crypto casinos were paying him top dollar. These crypto casinos have that much money because of their structure. Similar to Train, Aiden Ross moved to Canada to pursue his gambling sponsorship.
Again, if you guys ever see me get involved in gambling, I'm going to be owning one of these fucking things. I'm not going to be playing it. I'm gonna own one of these goddamn things. Hey, talking about like, oh wow, yeah, look at it. Yeah, think about that.
With stake. And right now, Aiden Ross is making anywhere from $600,000 to over $1 million a week for gambling on stake.com. This is one of his crypto wallets. And as you can see, constant streams of 300 Ethereum are being deposited for a 3-month block.
Okay,
nice.
Okay, all right, I get what you're saying, but the Phil's thing is what I was like, all right, the Phil's thing is what's wrong. I get that. But if it's raw balance,
nice.
It's my money and I get it, I'm being paid to do it. It's still, it's not fake gambling anymore at that point. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, I don't get what you're saying. Even so, I get it. I get what you're trying to say. I still don't agree with it. It doesn't matter. You're like, oh man, I'm just like losing my own money. Who cares? It's like, okay. You're still.
Look, I know what you're saying. Either way, I think if you gamble, you're gonna lose, and I make that very clear, and everyone knows that. But
do they? Do they really know that?
The only thing that is gonna make you stop, I know for a fact, is when Stake is like, all right, so we're no longer paying these motherfuckers, and then you're still gonna gamble probably, but not as much as you do, and you're not gonna move to Toronto for it.
True.
Aiden Ross just
and that's, see, like, Aiden's smart about it, right? Is like, oh yeah, well you're not gonna do it as much. Like, yeah, that's true. Yeah, sure. See, like, he's smart about it. He's like, yeah, of course, right? I mean, because yeah, I'm getting paid for it, so I'm doing it. Yeah, he took an L, but he didn't take an L. That's what you guys don't understand, is that taking an L is sometimes a W, because you're using, man, like, I've really got to sit down and we've really got to talk about the different scam ways. Like, we've really got to talk about this, because the way he did it is really good. He actually did it, in my opinion, it was the best way. The scam was,
that he would not be gambling as much if Stake pulled their sponsorship with him, because then he wouldn't have the cushion to fall back on. Meaning, if this was his actual own money, he would be more cautious with it. He would not be gambling. This makes any sort of losses that these streamers rant about and cry about meaningless. These streamers are not living in squalor, making ramen for dinner because their gambling addiction got the best of them. One look at any of the sponsored streamers' lifestyles, and you'd see that they are balling out while capitalizing off their audience.
Yeah, I mean, of course they are. Why would they not be balling out?
Sponsored streamers' lifestyles.
Like, I mean, that's a nice house. It's a really nice house. Like, absolutely. You try to scam No, the thing is, if I try to scam people, they'd never know it. Like, I have... Okay, when was the last time... Alright, when was the last time I really tried to scam the audience? Because, like, usually I just do it outright, and I'm like, guys, I'm scamming you, give me your money. So, like, I'm trying to think, like, when would I be able to do it? Like, it's... Yesterday, Final Fantasy stream? I mean, but, like, not really, though, because, like, no, there's, like, no money involved. That wasn't really a scam. I'll have to, you know what? I'll scam you guys, and then after I do it, like a week after, I'll expose it. I'll scam you guys, and then I'll expose myself. How about that? Yeah, we'll do a social experiment. How about that? Does that sound good, guys? Yeah, okay, good.
And you'd see that they are balling out while capitalizing off their audience. The dark reality is, Stake is getting an exponential return on investment with their money. the streamers are making millions of dollars, and the entire cycle is fueled by the minority who fall victim to gambling. While the internet discusses the moral and ethics of gambling for the entertainment of others, no one is talking about the hypodermic needle effect of stake.com. This debunked linear method of communication assumes that the audience is a passive consumer, being spoon-fed information, unable to form their own thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. Obviously, we know that audiences are active, and they should actively challenge any sort of information that they consume. In the Orwellian world that we're headed towards...
And that's what you shut down, is you shut down people that try to challenge you and do that stuff, because that way it not only does it assert authority, but it also removes dissent. People respect authority and they respect power. At its highest peak, power and virtue are the same thing.
Stake.com has enough money to buy influence, and we're just forced to accept it as the status quo. Twitch streamers, the UFC, soccer teams, and Drake are just the first pawns in a long game of chess. Stake will expand into all aspects of gambling, and it won't be before long you start seeing a global presence. The celebrities and corporations that endorse Stake.com or other crypto casinos are signing on the dotted line for a bag. Period. They're not experts, they're not trustworthy, and it's an insult to everyone's intelligence that this level of buying power is being used to lure people into gambling. The normalization of stake into mainstream culture is dystopian at its core. They are targeting the largest celebrities on the planet, painting them as proverbial Robin Hoods giving back to the poor, abusing parasocial relationships via streamers to capitalize on an addiction, jumping through legal loopholes to operate in Australia and licensing your company to a shack in the middle of the ocean, and who knows what they're pulling behind the scenes.
Oh, that was on dollar bills. That was a really good video. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. That was actually really well put together. I liked it. He sounded mad. Yeah, it's good, man. People being fooled most of the time. I also think being honest is more important than being right or wrong. People like to start using innocent dumb twice. Yeah, exactly. Thank God it's banned in the U.S. Well, is it? If people from, like, is it really? I mean, if it's just being promoted on there? Yeah, this is fucking... Oh my God, this is fucking good. I love this. Yeah, banned in my region. I love it. Let's watch the let's watch the Channel 5 video, okay, guys? I'm gonna knock that one out. We're gonna get into that. Yeah, I want to see that. I'll get to that at some point. I don't know when that's gonna be. When you read Lost Our Patch Notes, I went through them. There wasn't really anything. There wasn't really anything new, man. I know that I promised you guys that I would do this, and I will do this. It's okay. There's also another video I wanted to watch. I don't know if I'm going to watch this today, but it's about people in China and probably also in America too, where they just basically are giving up on life. They straight up give up on life. I wanted to watch this because I think that it's interesting.